6:30 in the morning. I'm trying to be somewhat quiet. A good little trick I use: put these delineator pads down on your ramps so you don't destroy the living heck out of asphalt, so you don't have anybody ever complain, or they can't. You know, there's always those neighbors. Just doing a little one-man job this weekend, making a few extra bucks while I can, take advantage of it at least. Gotta haul in some gravel, spread out. It's a little bit of a landscaping job. I don't usually do landscaping much, but these people have known me for a while, and they want me to do it, so I'm doing it. They live up a pretty steep grade, so I'm downloading everything on the flat part of the road. It's a cul-de-sac too, so just gonna make it easy. So we're pretty much like continuing this drive up and around. Is this thing focusing? Continue this little parking pad here with some 3/4 base. I'm actually going to put down some like fancy rock that they picked out and kind of go from there. I'm probably going to remove that stuff to make everything look good and uniform. But first step is getting gravel to do that parking pad. And then there's a few other things they want me to do also at the same time. So make sure we get enough of that material. I can only hold about 6-7 tons at a time, or 6 yards, 7 yards. So like, what is that, 8 tons? Yeah, so nice sexy truck. Yeah. And just like you saw, these things are lifesavers right here. Pretty much leave it like you were never even here. And trust me, doing something like that now is gonna be a lot better for you down the road, because the only reason why I started even doing that, well, first of all, I noticed that my ramps were digging the asphalt real bad. And then after I started doing that, I was doing a job for somebody else, and the across the street property owner came out and started yelling at me just because the machine's tracks were making grooves, or not grooves, they were just making impressions on the asphalt, like where it would pretty much show dirt where the track pad was. And she was telling she was gonna call the county on me and all this stuff, and I told her to go ahead. There's only so much you can do, and it's not actual destruction of the asphalt. It was stupid. But stuff like that, having these delineator pads, no one can say anything to you if you're doing the best you can to not destroy anything on the county roads. So you know, any Karens can just shut up. I'm actually kind of excited. I finally makeshifted a little pad so my GoPro stays in my truck one way, doesn't keep on shifting around, and I don't have to glue or drill anything on my truck. You know, I kind of like that. Nice clean removal if need to be. But there it is right there. How's that? Well, I just dropped the skid steer, getting the gravel now, 3/4 base like I said, and then I got to go back. I might need to get 2 loads of that, and then another load of the fancy rock. They chose what they wanted. And then actually I got to go stop by the hardware store also, pick up a new rake, because they don't make those things the way they used to. I keep on breaking them. They just collapse or full or snap off. I don't know. They're overpriced and they don't last at all. So that's pretty much what we're doing, making our way that way, and I'll see you guys back in a little bit. Got the gravel, went ahead and tarped it. I always like just the tarp. No one can say anything if you're doing every precaution you can to keep the stones from falling out of a trailer. It's gonna turn up these trailer brakes a little bit. And 6 yards is, I don't remember exactly the weight of 6 yards, but it maxes out this trailer. 6 yards at 3/4 base. As far as I know, it's like it's like right at the. Oh, what am I doing? Talking to the camera. Yeah, it gets heavy real quick. 6 yards. I don't know, 2,500 or 2,700 pounds a yard, if I remember right. But it's heavy. But this trailer holds it up just fine. You can put 20-25% on the neck. For weight distribution, so the trailer only needs to actually hold up so much. You know, it's 2 8,000-pound axles on it, so it holds up just fine. The trailer I think weighs like 5,000 pounds, so we got a big old rock crusher. Get myself one of those. Yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah, all in good time. I don't know, mulcher maybe. Yeah, get myself one of those too. Now that's a crew. All right, we're just driving back up the mountain now, so I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, just got here. Dump in the first load. Let's see here. Started out with a half tank today, so to top her off. I got one of these little things for my truck. It's because it's an open cap on these trucks. I do wish this truck had a bigger fuel tank. I think it's only 36 or 38 gallons in this truck. They do have one, you can buy it, it has a 50-gallon tank already. But I didn't order this truck. It was nearly the exact truck I wanted. It just didn't have the front grill camera and the bigger fuel tank. Those are like the main two things
not much of a deal breaker. It is what it is. I got 50 more gallons that the GoPro's sitting on right now, so whatever. So I was just below a half tank on the truck. Just took 20 and a quarter gallons of fuel. Might as well fill up the death on here. All right, so I'm just dumping this load right in the road right here. Hopefully it doesn't toss down too far down. It's pretty steep, but all that rock is going in here. This is called a Oroville Brown 3/4 crushed, I think. Yeah. All right, this is done. I just talked with the customers. They want to grab another load of gravel, so we're gonna do that right now. All right, we are getting the last load of gravel for the day. Started spreading out the rock and all that nonsense. Just get to wash my work. Finally back at the job. Time to actually get a few things done rather than just driving everywhere. It is actually the not the second day, but the third day. I forgot my GoPro at the house, and I still forgot my GoPro. I'm using my iPhone right now. Back at the actual quarry, it is Monday. Already took one load, 3/4 base to the customer, grabbing one more load of 3/4 MA, which is pretty much 3/4 drain rock, clean crushed, and then heading back out.
It's on my other video I've explained before, these loaders that they have over here, this big old sucker, it's like Cat 966 or whatever it is, they actually have scales on their loader, which is pretty cool. So they can, you know, I'm telling them, yeah, I only need, you know, 6 tons in my truck, so she can actually measure it out in the bucket, 6 tons, and deliver that pretty accurately. So within a few hundred pounds, so it's not too bad. Yeah, this is a big old son of a gun. Look at that thing. See, she's lifting it up right now to scale it out. It doesn't overload the trucks. Scale it again. Still too heavy. That was probably like 200 pounds right there. And because these guys right here can gross 80,000 pounds, and I think they haul 24 tons of aggregate. These transfers right here. It's my turn. Big thing when you're coming to gravel yards like this, like full-size commercial, you need to come with a dump trailer, and if you can, have a 16-foot bed, because that's almost just a little bit wider than their buckets on these things. So it really helps them out when they're loading your trailer. It's way easier, way more convenient, so it helps out. Looks like one load and done. So thank you very much. That's it. It's about 6,000-ish pounds, or 6 tons right there. Right about this weight, I sit right about 27,000 pounds with the truck and trailer and the load. And the last load I did, I loaded almost 7 tons, and I was at 29,120 pounds with this setup, with 6.7 tons of aggregate. So yeah, it's not bad for this truck. My second gen would hate life if I had this much weight. Whenever I got gravel with the second gen, it was 4 tons. 4 tons of gravel. That's it. Especially with going up and down the canyon over here, it is terrible. It is just terrible how steep the road is. I mean, it's going, I've said this in my other videos, you're going down at 8 to 9% grade with like 10-mile-per-hour switchback turns going through this road. So exhaust brake is your best friend. Oh, there's my Robinsons right there. I get a lot of stuff from them too. That's about it. So we got the second load. That's going to do it for the aggregate. And I'm going to stop by my house, grab my GoPro, and then get back to the job. All right, here, back to the GoPro. I got 5% battery left. Need to grab this. Yeah, sadly enough, some jobs require some handwork. It is what it is. You just got to deal with it. Just got a wheelbarrow. Better than one shovelful that time. And I still got the skid steer to load the wheelbarrow, so not much handwork involved, I guess. Not too bad. That'll do. Sweet. Come on. Yeah. That's where he kicks up more dust than I do. Come here. Let's get there. Turd nugget. So there's this monstrous grade right here getting up to these like next section of properties. I have to turn off my traction control because I've broken loose twice coming up this now, kind of getting on the throttle. Or I don't know if I'm breaking traction or the truck is just thinking it's breaking traction. It'll derate, or it'll, you know, knock down my throttle, which sucks. But it is what it is. I live in some steep, hilly areas. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. You can hear the motor work. I'm not floored, but I'm definitely boosting all of it. A lot of times you think you're not floored, but you're still using 100% of the engine's capabilities. So just remember that. Flooring it won't do anything. You can only put so much air and so much fuel into the engine regardless. Fan clutch turned on. Only at 212 on the engine right now. Oil temperatures at 203. I don't know. So it recommends, when I change the oil, it recommends 540 for this truck. And then I looked, I guess they have different oil viscosities for different regions. And I'm like an in-betweeny. So technically, I guess 1030 is what's recommended for my region for this truck. I had 540 when I needed to change oil, so I just put it in there anyways. I can definitely tell my oil temperatures has been a little bit higher than when I ran 1030 in the truck. So it's definitely more, I think it's more winter-like for oil. I'm kind of getting in the back of my mind, I might just change the oil again, put 1030 back in there, because I've had oil temperatures on this truck so far get up to 227, if I remember right. Before with the 1030, I never really got up that far, but at the same time, it wasn't that hot outside just yet. It was still poking around the 70s and 80s. There's been a few times I've been pulling these grades, you know, they're all 8-9%ers, and now, you know, temperatures at 90, 100 degrees, and oil temperature's been spiking up to 220 pretty consistently now. So I don't know if it, yeah, the temperature has something to do with it, but I don't know if the oil is maybe making it get warmer quicker. I'm not too sure. We'll see how that goes. I'll be sure to give you guys an update. But regardless, the truck's almost at 20,000 miles now, and I am going to do a full walk around. Ruin my momentum to come up this grade. Come on, boost up. There she goes. VGTs, they boost so nice. There's another steep hill just to get up to these people's house. Alright, made that. And I have to turn around because their driveway is super narrow. I'm going to be making a U-turn with this trailer fully loaded. I'm going to rip an axle off. Those tires just bend. They bend so bad. Man, if I still had those 10-ply trash tires that were on this trailer, I would have blown those suckers off by now. Easily. I don't know why they even have those tires on trailers like this. Alright, so I think I already dumped my first load of gravel. I'm going to have to move that with the skid steer first. And then I got to back down the driveway here. And then dump this next load of gravel. So let's get to it. Alright, got the motor started up here. Let's get this thing down the road. I did yesterday. Actually, I cut this entire hillside back so I can actually fit through there, and so they can get through there with an ATV or a UTV to pick up and clean up the backside of their property. So excavated all this out. So I'm probably gonna just start back here before I ruin it all. Still a tight fit, but it works. Big 13,000 pound of rock goes away pretty quick. I'll be completely honest, this backup sucks. It's a lot of weight. You see, right there, I just spun tire. Put it in 4-wheel drive. Because it's steep as heck too, I'm putting it in 4 low just to be that much easier on the truck. See, like that. Just does it no problem. Rear tire's still broke loose, even being in 4-wheel drive. Do not like being in 4-wheel drive on asphalt, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, try to get this thing backed up here. Alright, that's all done with. It's already feels like it's 90 degrees, 95 degrees outside. Sweating my butt off. I'm gonna get all this stuff mixed in with the rest of the gravel here to make it look more uniform, then get it all spread out. Then I'm gonna hand work the rest of that over there, then back where I just dumped it with the wheelbarrow, and clean up my mess on the driveway, and that should pretty much do it. So let's get going. Well, there it is. That's all done. I'll pack down more and more. Get just driven over. And that's the ramp I built. It's steeper than it looks, trust me. But it was like a drop off there before. Yeah, you can get like a UTV or an ATV up and down that though. All right, I gotta find all my tools now. Sweep everything off. Get my leaf blower. And kind of go from there. See you guys in a bit. I wish I had a gasser leaf blower, but this thing works out pretty good. That's why I bring 2 batteries. All right, I'm gonna get this thing out of the driveway. That's a 12 amp battery on that leaf blower too. I've used it for the past 3 days, so about time I finally died. Well, that is it. Finally cooled off just a little bit. It is, no way, man, it feels like it's 100 degrees outside. My truck's only saying it's 88 degrees right now. Well, that's inaccurate. Yeah, going home, done. Finished up that job. That was a lot of landscaping work. I probably have, what was that, like 22 hours on that job. Definitely a good sized job, good chunk. Took up the entire weekend plus a day. So yeah, that's about it. Back to the other jobs. Start tomorrow. We got a big old pad we're building for the guy up the mountain a little ways to park his boat, put up a little shop or something like that. What's called carport. There we go. So that's what's next. I should probably shift up. I'm over here sitting at 2,000 RPM for nothing. I need to swap the skid steer onto the other trailer because I got to take that water buffalo with me to that job. I already have the excavator on that job. I did a little bit of clearing already. Took out a bunch of stumps. Picked up all the slash. Put it in a big old burn pile. You guys will see all in the next video. And don't worry, I'm going to get to the second gen walk around. So yeah, I'll hopefully get to that today. Pop out this video tonight, maybe the other one tonight. Oh, we'll see. I'm saying stuff before I'm even there yet. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed a little job video type of thing instead of just trucks. You know we love trucks. Yeah, please like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, you guys. Take care.